The new woman was often a professional woman who chose financial independence and personal fulfillment as alternatives to marriage and motherhood. The crucial factor was inevitably sex, explained by Cunningham. She felt free to initiate sexual relationships, to explore alternatives to marriage and motherhood, and to discuss sexual matters such as contraception and venereal disease. The role of women in society, the injustices women suffered in marriage, and the feasibility of free unions as a means of accommodating sexual relationships with a greater fairness to both sexes. Thus, the new woman chose to explore many of the avenues recently opened to her: education, careers, and other alternatives to women's traditional roles. The new woman was perceived to have arranged herself perversely with the forces of cultural anarchism and decay precisely because she wanted to reinterpret the sexual relationship. Like the decadent, the heroine of new woman fiction expressed her quarrel with Victorian culture chiefly through sexual means by heightening sexual consciousness, candor, and expressiveness. In Bram Stoker's Dracula, we are introduced to the brides of Dracula, three female vampires who live in the castle. Stoker's villainous radiates sexuality, responding to the sexual freedom and reversal of roles which were often associated with the new woman. Stoker uses that ancient superstition of the vampire in Dracula to symbolize the evil that can result. The vampire, dead yet intensely sexual, defies both natural law and society's restrictions and therefore manages to escape many of the limitations which affect human beings. They were described by Jonathan Harker, the protagonist in the first half of Dracula, as ladies by their dress and manner. Two were dark, high aquiline noses, great dark piercing eyes, great wavy masses of golden hair, and eyes like sapphires, white teeth that shone like pearls against the ruby of their voluptuous lips. Seeing this, Jonathan suddenly feels uneasy, some longing, and at the same time some deadly fear. He felt in his heart a wicked, burning desire that they would kiss him with those red lips. This means that they are dangerous because of their sexual freedom and freedom from society. They are seen as monstrous beings that are so powerful that men succumb to them. Therefore, they must be the embodiment of evil. These attributes can be seen in Mina and Lucy. Lucy's character is dull and acquiescent, yet she shows the desire to break through society's constraints on women in her time. An example of this coming through, her writing. Why can't they let a girl marry 3 men, as many as want her, and save all this trouble? She is unhappy with her role and wishes to desire, but hides it. When she is bitten, she starts to become restless at night, wandering in her sleep, looking for freedom from the cage that is her bedroom, where Mina looks after her. Lucy meets Dracula, where she decides to become completely individual from society's restraints. Lucy becomes at war with herself, trying to stay within society's confines and rebelling. Her rebellious side becomes stronger, making physical changes, making her the victim of the venereal disease that is the new woman. She becomes like the 3 brides that are kept in Dracula's castle, dripping in sex but a predatory animal underneath, fueled by passion and rage, a monster. Stoker does a brilliant job of turning a new woman into a monstrous creature that must be destroyed to restore societal order. While Lucy symbolizes everything a man fears in a new woman, Mina is the opposite. She is a new woman with traditional femininity. She has a job and is an intelligent independent. She doesn't need a man to look after her, for she can look after herself. Although she is an independent, she chooses to conform to society's image of women and become a lovely little housewife for Jonathan Harker. In A Woman Walks Home Alone at Night, a 2014 Iranian parody of Dracula, the unnamed female vampire is a modern new woman. The vampiress is similar to Mina, independent, can take care of herself, can protect herself in dangerous situations, etc. You see this prominently throughout the movie where traditional masculine and feminine stereotypes seem to reign. An Iranian man named Arash walks around at night drunk. He's not scared of the night and who or what could be lurking around waiting to hurt someone. She meets Arash at nighttime walking alone. He doesn't hurt her, so she in turn chooses to also not hurt him. Another masculine stereotype is Saeed, a drug-dealing pimp. He is used to having control over women and getting his way easily through threats. When she meets Saeed, he instantly thinks that she will perform sexual deeds for him in return for protection or some money, like how he uses the local prostitute Ati. She in turn thinks he is a bad man and kills him for feminine justice.